Let's make a groovy tech house, bass house song inspired by Odd Mob today. Starting with our drums, we have two layered kicks here. This one and this one. Nice fat clap. Hi-hat. Percussion. And some snare. Chopped those up to get a little something like this. Also very important, our bass line. We are in the key of F sharp minor today, and this bass line just started with some rolling eighth notes, chopped some things up, moved a couple notes up an octave, and kind of followed the key here to get something like this. This bass line is just a double stacked saw wave. It's in the Producer School preset pack first. It's called Kill. But I went around and I messed with the distortion, turned on multiband compression. It has delay, reverb, and a filter on it. And we've also put on a utility to make sure the bass is mono. Nice little pluck sound. With the Formant 3 filter. I probably messed with these octaves as well. And then I think I connected the PD to B, the phase distortion. I basically will either make my own sounds or I'll take presets and I will just mess with them for a while until I like how it sounds. And all together. Okay, we have a few components here. This lead, I just copied the bass line exactly, and it sounds like this. Another Producer School preset in the Raver pack. Messed around with the envelope one and added some hyper and phaser effects on this one. Again, tweaking parameters until I liked how it sounds. And we also have some chords in here. Just very simple F sharp minor chord, kind of progressing upwards. I've turned on sidechain. Duplicated it, just kept the F sharp minor chord for certain parts of the song. Very simple. We have a couple risers and downlifters that are also sidechained. And the fun part over here, we have a few bass stabs, couple funky sounds that we have going on. So this one is literally just an F sharp note. Here is, I'm pretty sure this is just, oh, okay. This is just another Producer School preset that I've tweaked around and added effects to sound like this. Very crunchy. Let's see, what did we add to this one? I put on the Diode 1 distortion. Very crunchy sound. We've cranked up the multiband compression. We equalized, put a high pass and low pass, kind of tweaked that around a bit. And the phaser, I added this phaser in there. Very crunchy, nice sound. Couple more. This one, just kind of added in some notes. And this one. Just to add a little differentiation throughout the song. And then this other noise here that I've added. This is another preset bass from the producer school that I've tweaked around a little bit. More overdrive distortion, reverb, second distortion, delay, and reverb with the splitter. Very crunchy. Added a little variation to the lead here as well for these 8 bars. You can see, kept that F sharp as a pedal tone here and kind of created this ascending, moody vibe. So here's currently what the 8 bars of the build-up sound like into the drop. The little downlifter, kind of fake out here, up into an uplifter. Snare build. Chords just chilling, and then we start ascending. Let's turn those chords up just a tad. Don't judge my channel rack, please. Just pretend that you didn't see it. Turn them up a little bit. I can't decide if I like this sound or not for the chords. Like this little. I don't know. Maybe putting them down an octave? Nope. This one. Another producer school preset, by the way, but I changed the wavetable position all the way to 256. Turn the detune down a little bit. This is literally just a sine wave. Kind of tweaked the decay and sustain here. The LFO sounds cool. Let's see what's on this. I don't even think this is in the mix. Let's see. A little bit. Got a ping pong delay on it, little hall reverb. I might like the one lower octave. Let's see. Okay, I kind of like that. Added a little saw in oscillator B, 2 octaves down, 2 unison, with a little bit of a filter on it. All I have on these chords right now is kickstart, so let's do some EQing. I pass on this one. Nice and steep. Maybe kind of low shelf these highs just a tiny bit. OTT. Just a touch. Let's try that. All right, on our bass here. Here's our EQ. I cut everything under 40. %, OTT. A little bit of fruity blood overdrive. Kickstart, of course. And I think we are going to automate the filter cutoff. Okay, here's what we've automated so far. So added on another EQ to the bass, and I'm kind of sweeping a high pass filter here, kind of every 4 bars or so. I kind of do a little bit of a tease sweep, kind of cutting out the lows and then bringing them back in into the buildup, where for those 8 bars of the buildup, we gradually take the low frequencies away, really exaggerate it here for that last couple bars, and then drop it right back down and let the lows come back in. I've also automated the lead cutoff, so kind of what happens here? Same thing, kind of letting the lows leave and then come back in. All the way up to the buildup, same thing. Let it really build that tension before the drop. And then drop everything back down and open. With the drums, I did take away the hi-hats here for the build-up and a little bit of the dynamics of the kick. And I added to my drum bus, I have a drum bus here, added an automation for some reverb where it really builds here, and then same thing, drops back down for the drop, and the drums come back really clean. So let's listen to that. Little snare build up, little kick build up. The lead volume is also automated here, just kind of bringing it in, and then I think I keep it pretty consistent throughout the rest. I move the chords down because my arrangement is always messy. Do I have a template? Yes. Do I always use it? No. But I've gotten a lot better with labeling all the components, coloring the components. As you can see, as a lot of this is still gray. But into the stabs and the kind of bass variation sounds we have here, I kind of let something change every 4 bars or so. So you get that initial stab at the drop, little variation of the notes there, and then that extra noise leading back into it. Just kind of like an ebb and a flow, like a wave, to keep the dynamics rolling and keep your listener interested. With that lead, adding in that variation, that kind of ascending variation here for these 8 bars, I also automated the lead sustain, so kind of let the lead open up a little bit from that pluck sound more into a kind of roomy sound and then drop right back down. So I do that every 8 bars or so, kind of offset from where the lead cut off kind of opens and closes as well. So you can kind of see here, if I didn't do the lead cutoff automation, I did the sustain. And then if I didn't do the sustain, I kind of brought back the lead. So again, with the waves, just kind of keeping things moving and dynamic. So let's listen to what that sounds like here. Let's listen to more. Open it up, back down. Nice and tight, open it back up. Alright, introduce that variation. Open that cutoff. The sustain is gradually growing here as well. And down. As for some mixing here, I did EQ the bass a little bit, kind of bumped some of those lows, did kind of a high shelf here for the highs, about 30% OTT. I think I increased it since the first time I told you. A little bit of blood overdrive to increase that saturation, that warmth. Kickstart, of course, to sidechain to the kick so that everything fits dynamically. And then this is our EQ high pass automation here. For the kick, same thing, little EQ, OTT, and then I added this bittersweet, which is like a transient shaper, kind of more towards the sweet end to kind of keep it, some of the sub frequencies a little bit warmer, I guess I could say. Little bit of EQing on the drums, nothing crazy. Same with the risers. I don't know why there's an empty slot here. The stabs, same thing. So I added delay. I think I added, a little bit of ping pong delay on that stab noise. EQ, compressed. I did sidechain one of them here and added a little bit of fruity blood overdrive. The lead, same thing, everything. Added a limiter. Why did I do that? And that reverb kind of automating throughout. The chords, same thing. All the basic things. Added a little bit of reverb to warm up the chords. And volume. I've kind of been tweaking the volume of everything. I did turn up the chords. They were a little quiet. That lead is automated, so I'm not going to mess with that. Same with the stabs. Kind of volume automation is very important as well. Kind of increase that kick and bass as much as I could until everything was dynamic and fits. Okay, we have a strong arrangement so far. Let's listen to the build up into the drop and see what we have. Gonna do more of a mix down on this song and possibly add some vocals before we release it. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what kind of vocals you think this song needs. And if you like this video, please subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. I'm excited. If you're not already following me on Instagram, TikTok, I also have a Facebook if you have Facebook. Please follow me there, Sona Music. And you get to see a lot of fun short form content there. If you like this video, I do creations, breakdowns of my creations, my recreations of certain songs, DJ sets, and all things EDM, so please consider subscribing if you're not already. Thank you again for your comments and your support. And if you download my music, I do release my music on Spotify, Apple Music, streaming platforms. Check out my SoundCloud. I have some free downloads on SoundCloud of certain remixes and songs that I've done. I really appreciate your support. And also, let me know in the comments what you want to see more of. What kind of producer content, DJ content that you want to see, because I'm trying to be more consistent with uploading and building my ideas as I go. So, thanks again for the support, everyone, and thanks for watching.